Other MLB news. This one's huge, but it's not getting a ton of coverage. This was off the LA Times, though, and trending on Twitter. Former Angels visiting clubhouse manager Bubba Harkins, who was fired last year, has filed a defamation complaint against the Major League Baseball. He claimed he was made a public scapegoat in baseball's effort to crack down on pitchers' use of foreign substances to increase grip. He claims the MLB has evidence implicating several star pitchers, including but not limited to Tony Percival. He was also the creator of this sticky substance that they used mixing pine tar and resin. So that's how they made that, I believe is what it was. Other pitchers include Breeden Donnelly, Tyler Chatwood, Kevin Jepsen, Cam Bedrosian, Kanan Middleton, Yusmeiro Petit, Luke Bard, Matt Andriese, Dylan Peters, Jose Suarez, Dylan Bundy, and then the MLB, those are the ones that they know for sure use them, but he also claims that the MLB has evidence against Gerrit Cole, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, Felix Hernandez, Corey Kluber, and Adam Wainwright. And there's tons of evidence to go with this.
Verlander, I knew a cheater. Figures it's on Houston. So.
Well, now, I mean, you got to think of this.
Now,
if Corey Kluber was using it, now how does the rest of the Indians bullpen look?
Oh,
I mean, the Indians bullpen has been suspiciously good. Kluber, Carrasco, Tomlin, Clevenger.
Bieber.
I mean, Bieber. All these guys are amazing in the past 5 seasons.
I can't think of his name. He was like
Andrew Miller. I mean, there's him too.
There's another one, but there's that other guy that was. I always got nervous when he came in. Shaw. You remember Shaw?
There's so much. Man, now if we go into Gerrit Cole, the New York lineups, Verlander was also on New York, wasn't he, at one point?
Yeah.
But he's been
Cody
Detroit
Allen?
most of the time. Yeah. I mean, think of all the teams this can implicate, and the MLB doesn't want to touch it. But the evidence is actually against Gerrit Cole in this situation. There's a text message.
Bauer?
Jeez. There's evidence against Gerrit Cole. There's a text message that he gave to Bubba. Bubba was the visiting clubhouse manager, so all of the other pitchers that came into town went through him.
Why do people cheat?
Here is the text message. Hey Bubba, it's Gerrit Cole. I was wondering if you could help me out with this sticky situation. With the winking emoji. We don't see you until May, but we have some road games in April that are cold places. The stuff I had last year seizes up when it gets cold.
Oh, that's bad. How did this come into fruition? How did
this all happen?
Yeah.
The exchange between Cole, now the New York Yankees ace, and Harkins, who was fired last March for providing illegal ball doctoring substances to visiting pitchers, was submitted in Orange County Superior Court as evidence Thursday by an attorney claiming Harkins was made a public scapegoat. This is all off of the LA Times, so I'm not making this up. This is a real story that is happening. Harkins spent nearly 4 decades with the Angels. He was dismissed after the MLB learned about this. So this could have been going on for so long. Vince Willett, who worked as a bat boy and visiting clubhouse attendant for the Angels from 2009 to 2017, also submitted a declaration on Harkins' behalf. He said, Bubba did not make this mixture in secret. To my knowledge, all of the Angels pitchers, coaches, and managers knew about and encouraged the use of Bubba's mixture. I specifically call one occasion when Angels pitcher C.J. Wilson approached Bubba and I in the lobby between the 2 clubhouses. In the conversation, Wilson referred to the mixture as the stuff from the bullpen bag. It is all against the MLB right now.
Oh, jeez.
They have, the stuff... He says the MLB has evidence against Gerrit Cole, Verlander, the Stars. But at the moment, we at least know Gerrit Cole and all of the Angels organization is involved in this entire situation.
So Gerrit Cole plus the Angels organization.
Yes. At the moment, those are at least pretty much confirmed. And at least in the way the case is, if we were to believe that the case is factual. And based on the information we have at the moment, it would seem it's pretty darn conceivable.
That's pretty bad.
It's huge. there's been a lot of this came to fruition because I believe it was before this season or last, the MLB said that they were going to start really cracking down on pitchers using illegal substances to increase grip on the ball. Now, nobody else in baseball has an issue with this besides the league itself, because the batters like that the pitchers have a grip on a ball they're throwing at 100 miles an hour, because that means they don't get hit as often.
Yeah.
Maybe it's harder to hit. I think I'd rather not hit the ball than for it to hit me.
Yeah.
Especially at 100 miles an hour. I feel like that might hurt.
You know what's surprising? Wait, I'm not even going to say it because I'm like a professional. I'll talk to you after. Because I'm not going to
act like a professional.
I'm not going to make claims like, oh, what if this happened to him? Like, how did he not use it? Like, I'm not going to say.
I mean, if we have these many players involved, it's hard to imagine that there's not a lot of pitchers involved in it. If it's helping and the MLB wasn't touching it, you use it. I mean, it was kind of like we have confirms of some players using steroids in the 90s in baseball.
Yeah.
But I bet you there's probably dozens of players that we don't know are confirmed that use them.
That's true.
I mean, and I'm sure there's dozens of players now that we don't know use them. I mean, it's one of those things. It happens, and it's how does baseball deal with it? So those are the two big stories from this past week in baseball. And this story broken by the LA Times was last night, or no, it was like 2-3 nights ago. This is when this was going down, or when this all kind of broke news. Obviously, there was a lot of other stuff that we won't talk about going down in the nation. So this one kind of almost got swept under the rug just a little bit because of just everything else going on.